My name is Corporal Coillot. I've been an officer here for almost 12 years. My current position is Patrol Corporal. Prior to being an officer, I was actually in the Army right out of high school. Once I got out of the Army, I went to college. I did all kinds of odd jobs, from construction, worked at Stater Brothers, sales, and my father was actually a deputy, and I kind of grew up in a law enforcement house, so it just seemed like the natural thing to do is to apply to be a police officer. Like I said, my father was a deputy. I grew up with a police car in my garage. Me and my friends used to, when my dad worked graveyard, we used to sneak in the police car and listen to the radio. Then he was on the bomb squad, and then he got a cooler truck in front of our house, and same thing. When he was sleeping on graveyard, me and my friends used to sneak into his truck and listen to the radio and things like that. So it was always, just law enforcement's always been a part of me. Since I've been an officer at this department, I've had a lot of opportunity to work different assignments. I was fortunate right out of the gate when I had 2 years on. I was a helicopter observer for almost 3 years. So I got the opportunity to fly in the 2,000 hours in the helicopter and help the guys on the ground. After that, I made it onto the SWAT team. I've been on the SWAT team for almost 9 years. And I was a gang officer, gang investigator for almost 4.5 years. So I've definitely had a chance to work a lot of different things. I mean, as an officer, I know that, every day I leave my house, I might not be coming back, but that just motivates me to, do my job better, use tactics, be safer, make good decisions, encourage the younger officers to, make good decisions, not necessarily take as many chances on just little things with driving. Wait for your backup, wait for your help, things like that. One of the biggest rewards of this job is being out here, actually being able to help people. And it's a challenging job, and sometimes you get to help someone, sometimes you get to take someone to jail. But most of the time we help good people that are in a bad situation, or we get a chance to arrest bad people that did bad things to good people. One of the darkest moments I've had in my career, it always comes to mind first, is I actually don't remember what year it was, but I went to a horrific traffic collision where a pair of sisters passed away, along with other people. And then I remember working through the night, and the next morning the father came to the department to report them missing. And then we had to tell him that both his daughters were killed in a traffic collision. And that's always the first one I think of. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Things I've done to get through it is obviously talk to other people, because there was 10 of us there that had to go through the same thing. But off work, I run, I fish, I 4x my truck. Just spend time with family and enjoy the time I have away from work. One of the best moments I've had in this career, basically a series of moments, is probably when I actually was in the gang unit. Just because we had so many opportunities to do cool stuff, working undercover, doing surveillance, getting the big case, and taking real bad guys to jail with your friends. And just that whole time, it just seemed like we were doing part of something bigger than ourselves. We were taking real bad guys off the street, bad guys that always, are constantly hurting people and creating victims out there. Just that whole time, that the 4 years I spent there, and we had several awards for the whole group working together, and that so far has been the best time of my career. If I was talking to a group of teenagers that were looking to be police officers in the future, the biggest thing I would tell them is, first off, it's not a job. It definitely It's a career, it's a calling, it's a lifestyle. It's not something that you can just punch in 9 to 5, collect a paycheck and go home. It's not that job at all. You have to be team oriented. That's why so many people that were athletes do well here, people in the military do well here, because they understand that you're doing something bigger than yourself. You're part of something more important than yourself. It's challenging, it's fun, but you know, I've seen some of the worst things here. I've seen some of the best in people here, and just being able to work with a lot of awesome people that are, you know, it's a great career. Like, as long as you're team oriented and you're motivated and you're willing to work hard, like, the sky's the limit in this profession. Some of the advice I would give to someone who's younger that wants to be a police officer and wants to get through the actual background process and get hired is, while you're a young adult, you're in high school, you know, just imagine your mom and dad's watching you, whatever you're doing. You know, if you're in your car, don't drive too fast. If someone offers you drugs, don't even hang out with those people. Don't associate with people that graffiti up walls or use marijuana. Like, just don't even associate yourself with those people, because all it's going to do is cause you problems in your future. Once again, thanks for your time. I'm Corporal Coillot, and that's why I wear the badge.